Minus
Wait,
1 day of rations. All
I
right.
read-
Roll whatever chakra and health things you need. Um, does anyone want to that was here last time want to give us a recap on the last episode of Dragon Ball Sunfire Village?
Someone with a good announcer voice.
I will give you a
Became
Will of
murderer.
Fire point if you recap.
I
Oh, big.
No takers.
my mind is
I'm not
blanking
sure.
on what we did last.
It was like 4 days ago.
We started traveling to Lunite Village and
Oh
then
yeah,
got
the
into a
Lunite
fight.
Village.
We became murderers.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
In which we went and grabbed resources from
Yep.
the village. And we never actually like asked questions around there, right?
No, we just went there, got resources, came back. So
So
And then-
it is for another trip.
if you guys want to go back, we can totally do that this time. There is room to just go back and explore Lunite Village if you wish. But that was a terrible recap, so I'm not giving you that Will of Fire point.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, so you guys we're going to try and travel to Lunite Village. Upon almost making your way there, you came across what looked to be some sort of murder scene or something. There was a dead body outside of a building, and you went to investigate very cautiously. After sneaking into the house and almost stepping on people that were sleeping, you immediately stole their weapons, and they were aggravated and began to attack you. Eventually, you slayed them all, and the only thing that was really identifiable on them was a white bear on their pieces of clothing. That was about it.
When they all have the name Goku.
And they were all named Goku.
Yes,
you're right.
Goku.
It was Goku, the white beard guy. Goku, yeah, that happened. So yeah, besides that, you guys are now back at Sunfire Village. You spent the remainder of the day sort of, milling about, getting new people into the village, checking out what resources you had and what resources you bought, with that being tools and stuff like that. And now it is, I guess, the start of your second full day, but your third day at Sunfire Village. I'm gonna open the floor to you guys then. So, take it away, Penny.
Classic.
All right, good talk, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the start of a new day. Like I said, you're all waking up. I mean, I could ask you guys to roll to see who wakes up first to put you on the spot, but I was
That's
gonna.
okay, that's okay.
Go.
That's okay.
I'm booting everything
I'm,
up still.
I'm down with that. What are we rolling?
Roll sleepy. No, I guess just roll a regular d20. I mean, it's not really initiative or anything like that, so just roll a d20.
Oh, 23.
Lowest goes first.
Oh,
'cause
that's a D2. Hold
that's
on.
a d2.
Go, Tim.
Yo, Nat 2.
You crit on the
Yeah.
d2.
I will never
It's
roll.
okay, I got a 3.
Oh shit.
That's just typing.
You
on
forgot the
D20.
R.
I can go first anyways.
Right. Well,
Oh,
No. Actually, I just
Oh.
specify that he rolled us 2
Off
first.
to a great start. today.
I rolled my D2 first.
Oh no.
Oh god, these low rolls.
all right, Chris. It is
Classic.
morning time. Were you sleeping in one of the dilapidated buildings, or were you in a tent? Are you outside? What's your sleeping situation look like? Good answer. Good answer.
I was I guess I was in, I don't have a tent. I was inside the hut that I was in last time. The little like the one that we made on the first day.
That it's
You didn't make it. It was there,
Oh,
but
yeah, we
yeah.
just
It
had
was-
two
Yeah,
left.
yeah. That one. I was in there.
All right, so
So
you're waking up. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping. It is a beautiful day. What are you doing?
walking outside. Okay. Shit, I'm not good at starting off. Okay.
So
I
when
feel
you
like
walk
you
outside, the
took
first
over.
thing you notice is that there's a lot more. There's a lot more just bodies here, not dead bodies, but bodies of children. Some are sleeping outside still. Some are just kind of piled on top of each other in the building, just trying to keep warm. There are a lot more people here than there the first 2 days, especially during the second day when most kids showed up.
Okay. So, Miss Stella walks outside, and discovers, well, she already knew this from the previous day, but she sees a lot more people out there outside, which was definitely different than what it used to be, as on the first day compared as to now. She kind of walks outside and just wanders around the village a bit, just looking at all the stuff that's changed in the past day.
I guess the most important thing is probably the foundation of that enormous building that you guys are building. Um, I don't know whether that's. Oh, I forgot about the shadow house. NJ, whereabouts is your shadow house? If you're like, if
You
you're,
should
if
move
you,
us to the thing. We're on the Naruto and Sasuke
oh, fuck
image.
me, god damn,
Thus,
whoops,
yeah. Whoa.
Chloe.
We zoom in here.
I don't. Yeah, NJ isn't. Well, NJ isn't in the roll 20 either. God damn it, I gotta invite them. We'll do that. We'll do that after. From the picture that I put in before, if you're still here and you could still speak.
Touching corners. It's about a 3x3 touching corners with a big building.
3x3 touching corners with the big building. Got it. All right, I'm gonna make in the bottom left, bottom right, or
What would be the bottom left? Facing the building's top left.
facing the building's top left. Okay, so like here. Yeah. 3x3. Something like that.
That
Shadow house. Whoops. There we go.
Wait, hold on. So what is this shadow house?
it's a bit longer than 3x3.
Oops, I did it like 2x3. That's 3x3. NJ, you can explain your shadow house if you want.
So the shadow house is a part of one of my abilities. It's just a giant black house that just
nice.
conjures whatever I need inside of it, and it lasts
Damn.
for as long as I supply it with chakra.
Okay.
It also gives bonuses to people who sleep in it, but only once a week.
Oh. Okay.
It's 50 yen a night, by the way. I guess we're using Ryu, so Ryu.
Yeah.
I'll use the
Uh,
real
hard
bros
bargain.
gave me.
Oh yeah. Donated after getting that nat one, dude. Yeah.
Zone, you can throw your token on the map too if you want.
Okay, let me do that.
Tim, I guess you stayed in your tent again.
Yes, I did.
We'll jump to. Well, actually, sorry, Chris. Did you have anything else that you wanted to do really in the morning here, or?
No, not particularly.
All right, we'll jump to Tim then. Tim, you're waking up. It's comfy in your tent.
Susumu would be up pretty early, sort of holding and contemplating onto the symbol of the bear from the previous encounters, like enemies, and sort of thinking back regretting like his actions of becoming this sort of like murderer in his head, even though he only like sort of self-defense, but they initiated it. So he's sort of thinking about that, sort of sulking in his tent. As he looks out of his tent into the village, he will see and notice the progress made on these buildings. Um, he'll sort of walk out and see Miss Stella taking out, and he'll sort of wave. And then I guess he's kind of waiting on everybody else to wake up because he would like to go back to the Lunite village to the people of Lunite village about both the message that he saw on the quest board and about the group that they dealt with the previous day.
Sure. Um, yeah. Before we get to that, we can jump to Sai. What are you doing this morning?
I'm putting up this here now. I am waking up from a tree covered in a bunch of papers from scribbling late at night. All a bunch of building plans and random notes, just all over my character. And I fall out of the tree.
Yeah, you hit the ground. Well, actually, how high up in this tree were you
Oh
sleeping?
no.
You see this tree over here?
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah, I'm over kind of overlooking the foundation.
Okay, so you hit the ground with a thud, and that's the equivalent of like being slapped in the face and woken up. So you like you've had your cups of coffee. You are awake from thudding into the ground. Um, I guess Miss Stella, you might not see this, but Susumo, if you have a keen eye and you're looking outside of your tent, you will have definitely seen Sai fall from the tree. And anyone else who's kind of onlooking this tree would definitely see that as well.
Susumu would give like a lighthearted chuckle to himself, but still have sort of like a depressed face on. This is just sort of a temporary smile, um, and then go back to sulking.
So Sai, upon hitting the ground, your face just kind of face plants into the dirt. Uh, what's next on the agenda for you, besides laying here in the dirt?
I'm still like partly half asleep, even though I just fell down, and my character tries to get up, but slips on one of the pieces of paper he was holding in his sleep.
Yeah, it's just a mess for you this morning. Your hair's unkempt. I'm sure your clothes are probably dirty from working in the mud and carrying water and like clay and all that good stuff. All during the day yesterday. You feel tired in your bones. When you feel that kind of um, that aching, not pain, but like just aches in your bones and in your muscles and stuff. That's how you're kind of feeling from doing a lot of manual labor yesterday. Um, as you begin to gather your bearings, OU, what are you doing? Where did you sleep last night?
Me or who? Oh,
There we go.
ooh,
This is Zone.
Yeah.
right.
I would have been sort of camped up in one of the ruined buildings, up in the corner, sort of sat with my knees up, mostly empty book, sort of preparing it. Also with my compass to set this place as a landmark so that wherever we decide to go, I can start to jot down sort of the surroundings and have sort of an expanded map, especially once we go hunting and find some places that will definitely or hopefully come up.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. So waking up for you it's comfortable. Do you have like a bedroll or anything, or are you
I
just
do
kind of?
not.
Oh, you're hoofing it on the ground. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just rocking it.
maybe you found a blanket from one of the other children, or you found some spare tarp that was there that was used to cover up the holes in the roof.
No.
Okay.
And you kind of uncover yourself and stretch while taking your notes and stuff like that. It's a very calm morning right now.
Mm.
You've talked to some of the people in this village before, but there are still plenty of new faces along those lines as well. So, are you doing anything else, or are you just kind of waiting to see what happens?
I think once I'm sort of satisfied, I'll probably stand up, close the book, put it in a nice place, and then maybe the blanket that I use, I just sort of wrap over myself like a towel or something, just so it's mobile with me.
Yeah.
And then I sort of step out to get ready and get in position to get ready for the hunt.
All right. So you want to hunt. Some people want to visit Lunite Village. There's a lot of things going on today, but there's one last person we got to get to, and that is we're just gonna call you High.
Yeah, just high. Yeah, just high is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What are you doing this morning?
yeah, so High would have spent the night inside one of the ruined buildings, I guess. Yeah, and I would have woken up kind of early, and after waking up, going outside and seeing that it's a pretty nice day out, I assume. I mean, do we have to roll for weather or something? Or...
No, it's a nice day. I already said that.
Okay, wonderful. Then, seeing that's a nice day, he's gonna wander about, like around the village and kind of just admire the day as it starts.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot happening, even though it's being a peaceful wooded area. Like I said before, there are all sorts of critters, from squirrels to bugs, moseying around, doing their daily do's and don'ts. Um, there are fresh tracks of footprints from unidentified animals everywhere. Some have seemed to approach the camp and then quickly turn away. It's not that hard to tell because they are fairly fresh. There are numerous sorts of flowers and the like, sprouting. It is springtime, so everything is in full bloom. If you have allergies, they are bugging you. Um, yeah, other than that, I think the morning is going. I mean, you guys haven't grouped up, so I don't want to force you to do that, but everyone's just kind of moseying around right now, doing their own thing. Feel free to kind of take the ball here and get it rolling if you have ideas for what you want to do.
Yep. Seeing that everybody's awake, Susumu would sort of come down into the center area and sort of call anybody who's willing to sort of listen to him. And he'll say, "Hey, if everyone's up for another trip to Lunite, I kind of want to go see if I can ask about these guys that we fought yesterday."
Sounds
Uh,
pretty interesting.
yeah, I'm okay to go for it. I wasn't with you guys, but still would like to go to the Night Village.
I'm still like getting up from the floor, cleaning my head off, and then I take out my phone. Wait, another thing, Josh, out of character. We can just go see all our messages and everything, right? The phone, it's
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can see messages
okay.
on your phone.
It's like a normal phone. Okay. So, so I
Hey,
take out my
is
phone and
oh,
check the previous messages, and go back to where I asked for information from these guys or of these guys from Kiko, and saw that we got nothing. And then look back at Suzumo. Yeah, it has to be something regional specific then, right? We forgot to ask the villagers at Lunite about them.
Yeah, we kind of left pretty quickly after getting there, which uh, we probably could have spent a little bit more time there, but I think getting the resources back to here as fast as possible is good.
I have two questions.
Shoot.
One, is that guy okay? Pointing to the one that fell out of the tree.
Wait, is this in character or out of character?
In character.
In character. I chuckle. Hmm, not really. I I'm just fixing my watch on the side. Still
Hmm.
trying to get dirt out of it.
Right. Okay. Second question. This Lunite village, how are they? I'm assuming there's other people there besides, the few that we have here. And what were they like?
So I will jump in here. Most of the party did not speak to the villagers. They kind of just did their shopping and kind of got home. Um, Everyone was a little, I guess, on edge and out of game. We did have to end session at that point, so they couldn't really role play that much. Um, but for a brief overview, you guys got the gist that there was about 150 maybe to 200 people in this village. It's not huge, but it's not small either. Um, and they have a decent amount of advancements on everything. There are small like electronic shops. There are outskirts of the towns where they have farms for food and that kind of thing. Um, but you can tell that they don't have a huge excess of a lot of things. I
Mm.
know one person tried to buy a cart, but they were unable to had like no one had any carts for sale. They were all being used for something in the town.
I see. Okay. Okay. In character, OU will kind of cross his arms, sort of ponder in his mind. Hmm. Well, I know that we're kind of in need of a few things if we're heading back there. That gives me an opportunity to take a note a few things, map the area, and then also we could probably, assuming that the prices aren't crazy, pick up some, minor farming goods and such, like maybe some seeds, fertilizer, maybe some tools to help with that, unless we already have those. And then anything else that happens, we kind of just, deal with it when it comes up.
Yeah, that being said, I will probably say to the group, and he'll say, just we should probably get a list going of things that we actually need for the village, just so that we're on track and we know what we need from Lunite.
That's a good point.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, if you don't mind me, I might go around and ask around, see what exactly we'll need, and then I'll come right back here.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. OU will take back out his notebook and his utensils and just sort of begin wherever he sees like the closest person and just start asking around.
Yeah. So I guess most of the characters that aren't currently in session, um, most of them say that they need kind of what everyone else is like talking about. They're unsure about how to get like a steady income of food and a steady income, or not a steady income, excuse me, a place to sleep. It seems everyone wants a roof. The people that had to sleep outside uh, don't really want to do that again. The people that slept on top of other people and crammed into the buildings, um, they also don't want to do that again. I'm sure there are a couple more people that have tents besides Susumo, but they are scattered around doing God knows what. Um, if you want to ask any of the people that are here, you could totally do that too.
Yeah. I guess before he like fully, 180s to go ask everyone else, he'll sort of stop. I guess before completely looking over all of you, is there anything immediate that you think we should or probably need right now?
Sai takes out a bunch of papers that he had and flips to one of them. Hmm. We got tools on our last trip, but nothing really for rations. So I think prioritizing rations or seeds for farming would be good, and anything that would help us in hunting as well.
Gotcha. Rations and seeds plus hunting tools. Got it. Anyone else?
We should probably also just have a couple of like offhand supplies, like maybe some rope, some extra wood, nails, whatever we might need.
Gotcha. Rope, nails, etc. Dot dot dot. Okay. Ration seeds, options for shelter, hunting tools, rope nails, the works. Did we get any update on? I think someone was talking about getting like a little fishing trap set up. Are we good on that, or do we need things for that too?
We could
Uh,
probably use rope to make that.
Okay.
You gonna slip knot a fish or something? No, I'm kidding. I know you probably need that for.
Like
Well,
a net,
actually, who was saying in the? I know someone was saying that they were trying to make traps, but something happened or something like that.
Tim.
Yeah, I was gonna do like trap making with my kit, but then I read in the core book you need proficiency in the crafting skill and the toolkit you're trying to use in order to craft
Oh,
stuff. And I do not have the crafting proficiency, so I can't actually do that.
womp womp.
Well, that being said, for actually fishing, I can actually like, go in the water and kind of just, I don't know. I'd imagine I'd be able to sense out the fish and
Yeah.
figure out
So,
how to get
You
to
are
them.
part water.
I am in fact part water.
Are we all?
I think High is more water than the average person.
I'm more
Okay, fair
water
enough.
than you.
Fair enough. All right. Well, if that's everything, then I'll make my rounds and then I'll head back. But if you need me sooner, just yell for me.
We could
Sure.
probably also see if we could find a library for certain books to learn different skills.
True.
Okay.
True.
I'm sure everyone will remember that, but I'll write that down too.
At the library. At the
Books for
library.
development. Okay. And done. All right. I'll make my rounds and I'll be right back. And then you kind of 180s and sort of in a quick sort of walk makes his way, any person that
Rounds
he
go.
sees nearby goes ahead and asks. And then eventually, after all the time of gathering whatever information he can from, whoever wants to give it, we'll circle all the way back around, however much time that takes. And then, yeah,
Imagine it'd take like what, 10, 15 minutes or so to talk to everyone.
unless somebody has like a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
We need this and this and that and this and the other thing, and we need more
They have
shadow
the
people. And like, where's the caveman?
they have the full Town Hall 6 rush guide.
The Clash of
Just-
Clans town hall. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you guys are building right now.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Like, you could just buy them. Aluna did request a couple things, so I guess write those down too when you speak to them.
Then talk about when you have
But yeah, so we're gonna jump to an intermission
Oh.
page because I don't really have a map for Lunite as of yet because I'm still making it. But as you guys are traveling to Lunite, the journey this time is a lot quicker than everything else or the last time. You kind of remember the way that you needed to head, and you head straight there. You kind of take a round, like not a roundabout way, but you're trying to subconsciously or consciously avoid the house, as you don't really want to run into those people again. I take it, unless you are looking out for them. Otherwise, because we can go past that location again if you want, but that's up to you guys.
Susumu is keeping watch for anything like them, but not trying to go specifically towards the house.
Okay, so no one wants to specifically go towards, like, take that same route again.
What house?
No, if anything, I want to avoid it.
Hi, were you saying that in character or?
Uh, yeah, kind
Yeah,
of.
he wasn't. He wasn't here.
At this
last
point,
time.
I wasn't there, and I haven't really talked to anyone to figure out. Like, I don't even know that anything happened really.
Yeah, what else were we talking about? I also say in character.
So the first time we made this trip, we ran into what seemed to be some bad guys, I hope.
You hope.
Yeah, we don't exactly know who they were, so I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it was one dead body and what was it, 5 to 6 armed men around that body?
Oh
Either
wow.
2 on lookout and 3 or 4 inside what was presumably the person's at home. So more or less, that was probably a burglary or murder, so whatever you would like to slice it.
Well, I mean, it could be that, or who's to say the one that was on the ground was a part of that group?
I mean,
And
they were wearing the same insignia as, like, even the guy who was already dead had the same bear insignia as the other ones.
hmm,
Hmm.
sounds to me like maybe one of them was caught off guard and unfortunately couldn't make it, and
I think we need to just figure out what that insignia means, or whose insignia that is.
yeah, might be
Agreed.
good to
Yeah,
know too.
that's the primary thing I'm looking for at Lunite.
All right.
So you arrive at Lunite, and it's the same as where you left it the other day. People are bustling around, doing their errands, doing their chores, doing their jobs. Um, Susumo, you do pass that board that you saw beforehand. Um, and the same little tattered letter is up there asking for some help and to speak to Jitaki if you need any more information. Something about going to the land of tea, I believe I said last time.
Yeah, I will write down that address. I forget what the address was, but I'll
I
write
don't.
it.
It was something I made up on the fly, so
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't matter. Um,
Susumu writes it down just to, if he ever sees it on like a sign or whatever.
yeah.
Taki,
Um.
land of rice,
Tea.
Land of Tea.
land of tea. Okay, got it.
Um.
What's the land of tea?
I
It's
don't know. I pulled that out of my ass.
the
That's an
land
actual
of
thing.
the land of rice. I'm pretty sure is actually a thing too. Yeah, isn't it?
The land of rice and the land of tea are actual things.
Yes. Yeah.
They-
Oh my
yeah, they
gosh.
go to them in the show. So
Yeah.
I did not know about the land of tea or rice thing, so
The-
until I saw the map.
The land of tea is directly south of the land of fire, I believe. If let me bring you to the map, and I can show you real quick.
mhm.
Here we go. So if you look, the land, like the blue X, is where you guys are again, and the land of tea is directly south of it. So you guys aren't too far away from the land of tea.
Land of noodles is a thing.
Yes, and
And the
as
land of rice is all the way up here.
yeah, the land of rice is all the way up here.
Where's the land of latte?
The land of iced coffee.
Huh.
My
The land of
favorite
cocoa
land.
beans.
Yes. All right. Other than that, you guys kind of you're moseying around Lunite Village. What I guess Susumo made it clear that their goal is to figure out about the insignia that they found.
Yes.
I guess we can start with that. Um, how are you going about trying to find what this insignia is? Are you just asking strangers or?
Yeah, Suzuma's just kind of walking around the like public areas, going up to anybody he sees and sort of saying, "Hey," he's not showing it immediately, but he's like, "Hey, do you mind telling me what this could be?" And then when they ask like what, he'll sort of like pull it out and ask them about it.
So everyone, actually, nah, yeah, everyone that you ask, is pretty just like they're comfortable with speaking to you. They kind of think that you're just showing them almost like a child's drawing, um, like something that you made at first, because you are a kid. So they're kind of like taking you for not a
So I
ride or
mean, this
anything like
is
that.
this is like this is like cut from their
Yeah.
their
Yeah,
thing.
that's why I
Yeah.
said it's like some. It's
Okay.
like they
Okay.
think it's something that you made, or like something like that. Um, so they're kind of nonchalant about it, but no one really knows any concrete information. You get a couple things like, "Oh, I've seen this before," or like, "That's a really good job. Did you make that yourself?" Like the kind of things like that. If you have specific questions, you can ask them, but if it's just general stuff, like those are the most general answers you'll get, unless you ask
Yeah.
specifics.
Yeah, I don't think I have any specifics to note, so I don't really know much. Other than this is like part of a group that we ran into.
Yeah,
That's about
other
it.
than, hey, we killed these guys. Do you know what this means?
Well, I'm keeping that part out.
Obviously, yeah. That's why I was saying when you're saying general stuff.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is,
yeah.
yeah. Um, one of the, I guess one of the people can, like, they point you towards um like a town hall. They say ask the mayor, he might know more, or not the mayor,
Mhm.
excuse me, the elders, they might know more. Or ask the your local bookshop or library or something like that. They point you in a couple different directions.
Okay. Um, I suppose the tavern's probably the best place for rumors and such.
The tavern, you aren't allowed in there.
Ow!
Before we head to that, though, is there any, like, for the people that are more concerned about shopping and supplies, what are you
Yeah.
guys keeping your eyes out for?
Any shops or any place that looks like it would sell any sort of like farming tools, farming like seeds, even if it's like a produce place that might not like it might have the things that we want but not in seed form, and you can just extract the sort of root or the seed for it. And then any sort of like miscellaneous shop for like rope nails, and then lastly like the library or a place that might sell books that would help in the whole farming escapade.
Yeah. So, you definitely know where the library is because when Susuma was asking a couple people, they pointed him in the direction of the library,
Okay.
or what this town calls a library, I guess.
Hmm.
Uh, as for foodstuffs like seeds and whatnot, there are tons and tons of local stands selling produce everywhere. These local, I guess you can call them businesses, are mostly just family run. That there's a couple of kids and an adult working there. Usually
Hmm.
the wife, while the husband is off at at the farm. That's kind of usually how these things operate. Um, Getting the produce for the next day, that kind of thing. Some of them do sell seeds, but most of the time you're going to find a lot of just fresh produce instead.
Right.
Seeds are going to be not like kept to themselves, but like, certain growers only trust seeds from certain places, so they kind of keep it in the family, sort of say.
Okay. All right. I think I mean if it's possible to sort of like splinter off to go and get those, I think the first thing I might look for is like the produce for the things that we need, like potatoes, carrots, clovers, melons, and then sort of anything else that I managed to come by.
Yeah. Um, Roll me just like a generic perception. We'll
Okay.
see how many things you can really like spot out and decide on, like, do they look good enough for your taste and that kind of thing.
Gotcha. I don't think we'll activate the eyes for this. I feel like it's kind of unnecessary. Let's see. Uh 19.
Nice. Yeah, you're easily able to spot. Um, I'm sorry, you said you were looking for like melons, clovers, potatoes, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're easily able to spot a lot of this stuff. However, it does seem, to you at least, that the prices are not steep, but a little high considering that they're just seeds. Some seeds are going for sort of around like, I want to say 10 to 15 Rio per seed, which is a lot.
Mm.
Um, in, I guess, in this economy, but again, things like this are scarce. Fresh seeds, especially in the spring, are hard to come by because a lot of people are planting them right now.
What about the sort of full, like rather than the seed, like the actual, like the fruit or the I almost said vegetable for a seed, like any, like rather than like the seed, but the actual like produce, like if that's there, what is the price compared to the seeds?
I would say that it is, it's a little bit marked up, but it's not as marked up as the seeds. You could buy the produce at the markup and probably save money in comparison to whether if you were trying to buy the seeds alone. Um,
Okay.
However, it might take a little bit of knowledge in order to, I guess. Well, I guess if you're looking for like fruits and stuff, it's not that hard to extract seeds. But if you're trying to do like um other like clovers, I guess I don't really know how clovers and seeds work. Uh, so that'd be something I have to look up. But
Fuck.
I
Like cloves?
are they just cloves?
They're cloves. Yeah.
No, talking about the plant, like a clover, like a 4-leaf clover. I'm assuming is what they're talking about.
That's what I
Cloves are
thought,
like
but I thought it was.
cloves are like a thing of it's like a thing of garlic. Is a
Yeah.
clove of garlic.
Yeah, but that.
Clover is what they're specifying clover with an R at the end.
yeah,
That's the
clover,
green
not
plant.
cloves.
That's like
Oh, okay.
4-leaf clovers, lucky clover, stuff like that.
Okay. Luna probably can't speak right now. Um,
I mean, they're messaging in the out of characters, so
Clover, not the cloves.
yeah.
Okay. Oh well. Clovers are they're interesting. Um, to let fields rest. Yeah, a lot of people will have them. Some you could probably just find growing outside of the village too, if you really wanted to save money and try and replant them somewhere like that. If that would even work, it might, but who knows? I have to do more research on that. But you know,
Okay.
for the rest of the things that you're looking for, uh, you find a majority of what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think okay, rather than go for the seeds, I think I'll primarily aim for like the main produce of what I would have gotten the seeds from.
Yeah.
So that
Okay.
way there's like a secondary purpose. I can also bring back some food. And then once all that stuff is gathered, um I can aim to collect some clovers from, outside of the village just so, rather than spend extra that I don't need to spend, I can go and collect those a decent amount and then I guess try and find that library quote unquote and
Yeah.
then yeah, go from there.
So I think what I'm gonna do to save us all a lot of time and save us a bunch of headaches
Yep.
is that we're not gonna like you're not gonna buy potato or put like potatoes and all this kind of stuff. We're just gonna call what you're buying as rations, and
Okay.
then you're gonna plant these rations, and these rations are going to like multiply and grow more.
Yeah.
I think it's just easier to keep track of stuff that way instead of being like I have X potatoes and X this and X that. It might not be as flavorful, but like I can just word that your crops are growing and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, that's
Um,
great.
so for like a mean or medium cost of like what you're looking at, things roll around 18 Rio per ration, which is a day's worth of food. So you're
Okay.
looking at around 18 per.
Okay. Let's see. How many rations do you think I could carry
Uh,
at this current
do
point in
do
time?
rations have bulk? Is the question.
Ooh,
Because I would just go off of however much one ration is bulked. I think that's. Well,
On
I think
the
aren't
sheet, it
rations
says
done by
they
a
don't.
week too? I'm sorry, who said
yeah.
that?
On the sheet, it just says rations. Like when you're listing them, they don't have bulk. But I guess we could do it like as in buying them in the real bulk here is what we're doing. We could divvy up by like if one 10 count is one bulk, something like that.
So, well, I'd say with like they give you some shopping bags and stuff like that. You're probably able to carry about a week's worth of rations, like in all that kind of grocery bags, all that good stuff.
Okay. So that's 18 times 7?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Okay.
And then
Great, 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 great.
obviously like depending on um like some other roles that like survival roles down the line and how
Yeah.
well you're able to like extract the seeds, plant them and keep them watered and stuff like that.
Mhm.
This will multiply, depending on where you plant it to and stuff like that. uh I got to stop saying that, but it'll multiply and continue to grow even more, and then you'll
Okay.
have the seeds over the course of more seasons to come.
Awesome. Great, 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 great. Okay.
So yeah, if you just want to buy that outright, you can totally do
Yeah.
that and mark that on your sheet.
Yeah, I'll do that now. About 126 Rio. So we'll go ahead and subtract that. Da, 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 do, 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 do.
After seeing O pay for this, I will speak up and just say, thanks for buying the rations. I can pitch in for the other stuff.
Oh, great. Saves my pocket.
Yeah, right. Uh, that being said, I guess I will also start looking on to buy the other supplies from other vendors.
All
Yeah,
right.
so I think the next thing that both of you were talking about were like farming equipment. Um,
Yes.
they there is like some sort of general store that sells a lot of this stuff. Most of the if you're looking for like actual big equipment, most of it is unavailable as it has already been sold this season to the local farmers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, I gotta stop saying that. And it's sold to the local farmers already. But they do have things like what am I looking what's the word I'm looking for? They do have things like some hoes and rakes,
Yeah, handheld equipment.
plows, like hand farming tools
Mm-hmm.
that aren't too expensive either.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't think they were going to be buying any big machinery yet, so that will most certainly do.
If you're looking at prices, uh, I will say I believe I said it was 400 Rio for the building kind of tools that you got before. If someone could double check me on
Yeah,
that.
it was 400. Yep.
So if you want the
400.
same amount of tools for like 5 to 6 people, for farming equipment, it's going to be about the same price.
Yikes.
I'm already broke from last
Ooh.
time.
Are we in desperate need of those
400.
tools?
I mean, you could get it done with like your hands and stuff, but it's gonna take a lot longer.
Is there
Hmm.
any way that we could buy like half of the tools today, and then like when we need more, like when we start getting more of the farm made up, we buy the rest of it? Or-
Yes, but again, it's gonna like since you only have two, like 2 to 3 people's worth of tools. It is going to be a tad bit slower on production of making the farms or
What
making the plots or whatever you want to call them.
Right.
what are we considering like farm equipment we're buying right now? Because didn't we buy hose last time?
Yeah,
Or
that's what I was curious about.
because I thought we
Uh,
bought
I
hose.
I was under the impression that that was like building supplies, like hammers and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, could you use a hammer as a hoe or a plow? I guess you could, but
Might as well just make it from the hammer or with the
And
hammer.
NJ said that they have like 600 Rio. So how do you want to do
you
this?
want to
How do
wire
you
transfer them that? Because you could Venmo them
hit the cash app?
with Cash App, PayPal.
You just see like an app on your phone with a summoning jutsu, and then it's just a cat with the money being transferred.
Sick. Sick. I imagine like we're talking to this vendor, and I just go, oh, 400 Rio. And then as soon as I say that, my phone pings, and I see that NJ has sent money for the group to buy supplies. And I'll say, okay.
You buy the
Yippee.
supplies.
Put it
Congratulations. Da 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 da.
You've gotten older.
Josh, you have to make that a thing. You have to make that a thing in our campaign.
Owen has bugged all your phones.
She made the blanket money app.
All right. So, I believe next on the actually we're gonna bounce back to Susumu real quick and talk about the insignia. What are you trying to do with the insignia now still?
Um,
Good answer.
I'm not really sure what else I can do with it other than just keep showing it off to people. Just in a different spot.
Did you want to like I mean, if you're looking for specific answers, you're gonna have to ask specific questions.
Yeah,
Is like
yeah, that
kind of what
makes
I'm
sense.
getting at. Otherwise,
Um,
people are gonna just continue to give you general answers.
Yeah, so Susumo's gonna start off by saying something like, "Hey, we ran into this group that use this insignia on their clothing. Do you know anybody who might be affiliated with this group or use this insignia as well?"
Hmm. Most of the time, most of the people say no.
Yeah.
Uh, there's not really any concrete answers again. Um, most of the time, people are like still pointing you towards the library or the elder's office. Those are the one of the two places that the majority of people just point you
Okay.
to. They say they'll know more.
I think the elder's office is probably the place to go then. And then if that doesn't work, the library.
Sure. Is it okay if we do that in the reverse order because some other people want to go check
Okay.
out the
Yeah, yeah,
library?
that makes sense. We can all get to the library at the same time and sort of do that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
So, we'll pop over to the library. Um, I don't know where you guys come from in the land of the Naruto universe. Some of you have told me, but I've forgotten. Uh, but this library is probably below your expectations by a fair amount.
Okay.
It is a couple of shelves with some books, and there seems to be one old man just sort of standing and dusting off some of the old books. It's not impressive by any sorts, but their library is just a small little hole in the wall, sort of say.
Can I go talk to the old man?
Of course.
Okay.
He
I
kind of.
will.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I sort of enter and kind of, the potential sort of air and the dust inside maybe catch me to sneeze for a second, but then sort of shake it off and move up to him.
Yeah,
Hey, Pops.
he gives you a warm smile, and says, what's someone as young as you doing here? Shouldn't you be outside enjoying the nice weather?
Well, I mean, contrary to that, I'm more interested in some light reads, or maybe I shouldn't say light reads. Uh, I'm here looking for very particular sets of documentation. I was curious if you think you could help me out.
I might be able to do that. It depends on what you're looking for.
Okay, well, myself, I'm interested in sort of gardening. I know there's a pretty large farming community here, and I kind of wanted to jump in myself. So I was curious if you had any books on maybe farming, maybe building, things of that sort, stuff to sort of get me going.
He thinks to himself for a couple seconds before saying, I, I think I might have something for you.
Great.
Let me check around the corner here.
Yeah,
Uh,
take your time.
you can see as he walks from behind whatever sort of countertop he was at, um, that he's missing one leg, and he's actually on a like a peg leg, sort of say. It's a prosthetic, but it's nothing too fancy. Obviously,
Real
something like
trooper.
that would be have to be heavily maintained, and there's not really a place out here in the boonies for that.
Hmm.
He kind of hobbles around and looks over one of the shelves before taking out a book that you can see from where you're standing has a couple of flowers on the cover, and is called something about the wonders and joys of gardening or something of the other. And he kind of takes it, blows some of the dust off the cover, pages through it a couple times, and says, I think this is what you're looking for, before turning around and hobbling over and giving it to you.
Hmm. Thank you very much. Hey, I was curious. If you don't mind me asking, what's the story with the leg? Look like a real trooper.
Are you wearing any sort of headband identification for like what land you're from, or anything that's showing that you are a Genin?
If I was, it would probably be around my waist, like sort of like belt buckle territory, but it's replaced by like the sort of headband plate.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So he kind of like looks you up and down, and his eye catches the belt buckle headband kind of thing that you're talking about. And he goes, I lost this when I was a shinobi.
Oh,
And
really?
he kind of just like trails off for a second, but he says, that's a story for another day. I think this is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Uh, I go over and I'm guessing we all see the prosthetics.
Yeah. When he stepped out from behind the countertop, everyone was pretty much able to see it.
Okay, so Sai goes over and then chips in. How do you maintain your leg? Is
Uh,
there someone who crafted it for you, or is that yourself?
there is someone who did it for me, and every now and then I have to take a journey out to one of the bigger cities to get it looked at. just to make sure everything's in functioning order and whatnot. But that only happens about once every other year or so.
Hmm. Which city would you be talking about?
The hidden leaf, or Kono Hagakure, however you pronounce it. That was out of character, but I forget how to pronounce it.
Konohagakure, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Hmm. All right. And uh Sai is just looking at all the books he has. Is there perhaps a chance you have a book on crafting? Anything that deals with blacksmithing, armor smithing, or anything else with hands?
He thinks to himself again and says, "I think so, but I think it's currently being borrowed by someone. I can't remember who, but they came in a couple weeks ago and asked me a similar question, and I handed it to them. But it seems they haven't returned it yet."
No worries. Thanks for your time, old man. Just walk away.
Hmm.
Was it me?
Would you happen to have their name on the off chance that we do run by them and maybe we can ask to bring the book back?
See, that's the thing. It's slipped my mind. I can't remember who. I think their name might have started with a J or something, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Oh, it's no problem.
Could it have been I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Jitake or whatever?
That's the
The
one.
the name off of the board.
That sounds pretty familiar. I think it was Mr. Jitake.
Hmm.
Well,
He might have it. I think he does.
I need to go speak with him anyway about his board mission request.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have this book. What do I owe you for it?
Oh, it's a library, you know, just bring it back when you're finished with it. Don't take too long with it now. I'm sure other people might want it. He kind of laughs to himself as he had to blow off dust in order to make sure the book was in okay condition for you.
Right. Well, I will make sure to bring it back ample time.
Well, if you don't need anything else, I'll be here.
I did need one thing. Do you know if you could tell me anything about this insignia, or if you have any books that talk about insignia of different groups in the area?
Are you showing him the insignia
Yeah,
or
I'm showing him the bear. Yeah.
his eyes kind of widen a little bit when taking a look at that, and he says, did you make that yourself or?"
No, we had a run-in with some guys yesterday who were wearing an insignia of this. Um, I prefer not to go into too much detail. I don't really like how the encounter went.
um he grows quiet for a second, um and kind of not stern but almost a little bit scared, and kind of asks you to put it away.
Uh, okay. Is it something we shouldn't talk about, or
He says, "A long time ago, when I was a shinobi, I knew of a group that had used that insignia. They weren't they weren't the nicest group of people. And I'm surprised you've managed to find something like this that has sort of, survived the test of time. I'm sure it was buried in a grave or somewhere, as you said. Actually,
um
you mentioned that you
no.
found this on an alive person.
Yeah, they were very alive.
And you said you found multiple people of these that were wearing
Um,
these?
yeah, it was a group of them.
What did they do? From what you remember back then.
Most of them were offshoots of the Senju clan. They were very experienced with wood, and their ninjutsu capabilities were very outstanding. Um, they also possessed weapons that could seal chakra upon dealing, any sort of hit to a person. They were a very frightful mercenary group that had existed a long time ago, but I haven't heard anything about them. And the last I thought about them, and the last I heard of them, they were gone for good.
Yeah, they didn't really seem gone for good. Um, did they go by any sort of name, or is it just the bear, or what? It was a bear, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They went by the White Bears. Um. Their
Wait.
their their master worshipped some sort of sage beast, but I've yet to hear or see this sage beast, so I doubt it even exists.
Okay. Do you know what they did back then? Were they
Like I
like
said, they were a
good
mercenary
or
group.
mercenary? Okay. So they weren't really aligned in any good or bad.
I mean, they partied, they fought, they did a lot of things that shinobi did. But they never stuck to a code or supported a known village. They worked on their own. That's about all I know of them.
I see. I appreciate your help. Um, if we run into any more of them, is there anything we should do?
If they still use any sort of the techniques that I had spoken about, um, please let me know if you could. Otherwise,
Um,
just be
well,
careful about them.
they did have those weapons you were talking about. I sort of had a run in with one of those.
And you lived?
It definitely took a chunk out of me.
That's for sure. I'm sure that's an understatement. They were the
Um,
whole reason why I lost the leg.
well, uh, gladly I had no permanent damage, I suppose, but or out of character. Did I? It was that is that chakra limiter like a permanent or
No. It's not
overtime?
permanent.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, you're permanently at zero chakra. Have fun for the
Yeah.
rest of the campaign.
Yeah. What was the other thing you said they did? The
They were part of the Senju clan.
claim?
Yeah.
Did
Offshoot
we?
Senju clan, Great Ninjutsu,
What kind of
or
what kind of jutsu were they using? If they used any at all, I forget.
I one of them had a fire release that he attacked you with a fireball,
Okay.
but that was about it. That's the
Yeah,
only
Yeah.
most
ninjutsu
of
they
Okay.
really
them.
used.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
of them only used weapons, except one of them was melee,
Okay.
like hand to hand.
Well, it's because you took his weapons.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, I suppose if that's all you know, then thanks for the info. We'll certainly be on the lookout for these guys. If not, like searching them out specifically, but if they ever appear.
Of course, and I would appreciate if you kept me updated on the situation too. I have some
Uh,
history with them.
Is there a way that I should contact you, or should I just come back here with that information?
He kind of like scratches his head and then says, "Well, I do have one of them new dang fangled phones, but I don't really know how to use it all that much."
Oh, we'll show you.
Yeah, we can show you a little bit, sort of set you up with how to contact us and how we can contact you.
Sure. He kind of like brings out his phone and kind of hands it to you.
Okay, I will write down his number. And what was his name again?
You didn't ask his name.
We never asked.
Hey, Pops,
Oh, shit.
what should we put in the contact info?
You can call me Carl.
Carl.
Carl Weezer.
No,
Carl
not Carl
with
Weezer.
a- with a
Carl
C,
with a
with
K.
With a K? Okay.
Carl the librarian.
Oh.
You can see on his phone that like it's a normal like kind of like iPhone or Android, but each for some reason each app is like there's like one app on each homepage, so you just have to keep sliding all over all of the
Aw.
home pages.
Some things never change.
Hey, he's learning.
Yeah.
We all just like stare at each other and look down at the phone.
Yeah.
Sai takes out a piece of paper and starts writing down instructions on how to work the phone. Just for the old man.
Oh. the
All
one
right.
item on every page is that. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh my god. I'm dying.
Sorry, I got sidetracked by Stan at a Naruto restaurant.
Oh,
Oh,
Big, is he
ew.
at the where? Oh, hold on, which one did he? Oh wait, I forgot he
Yeah, we
moved.
shouldn't
I
say
forgot he
places.
moved.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, which one? Like, what do you mean? There's not one Gilbertsville.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
Oh.
I think. Oh,
Sorry, sidetracked.
uh,
Regardless,
okay.
what are you up to?
Oh, I was gonna say, sort of like while they're getting set up or setting him up on the phone, I'll sort of pull aside to Susumo, um, sort of asking, "Hey,
Mhm.
when we get back, if you don't mind, I'd be interested in sort of taking a look at one of those weapons. This whole
Uh,
white bear thing seems pretty interesting."
yeah, I think we have one. I think we took one, and I'll sort of call Sai over. Hey, Sai, did you have one of the weapons that those guys were using, right? One of the white bears?
I think I put away the notes, or I hand off the notes to Hai,
Has one
and
right now.
and then I look through my stuff, and then I talk, or and I turn to Suzumo. I couldn't carry those great swords they had, or even more than one of the katanas, but I do have a katana and a kunai from the day we encountered them.
I think the katana is what was doing the chakra sealing. So
I took out a katana from my side and handed over to show both of them.
so if you have one right now, I guess we should show it to Carl after you're done looking at it.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, since we're here, I figured he might have something to say about it. Hmm. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Can I sort of I don't want to say investigate like directly, but like is it possible for me to sort of like analyze this weapon like every single part of it to see if there's anything in particular about it that would make it stand out from like any other katana so that I can maybe like take a note of it?
Um,
Like symbols or like any weird shape or if it gives off anything?
yeah. So if you're looking for like there's two things here, right? If you're looking for like the actual like make and stuff of the katana, it's probably going to be some sort of like crafting roll to like see if you can decipher it. But if you're
Okay.
trying to look like it's like to see what like if it has like chakra properties or anything like that, it's probably going to be like I'm debating between chakra control or just like a ninjutsu roll or a ninja roll.
I'm good with any of those.
All right, let's start with just the regular basics of the katana. So, like, not anything chakra related.
Okay.
Give me a crafting roll. I guess if you have anything regarding blacksmithing or anything like that.
Uh,
For that.
since me and Suzumo are there, are we able to like help them with this? Like, since we're like all
How would you be
inspectors,
helping?
I guess trying to pull from our own knowledge.
I mean,
Yeah, I wouldn't really know
you
what to
could,
say.
but like you're not really offering that much because you don't really know any more than OU does.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm gonna say no, unfortunately, for this.
Okay. I will make the roll. Please be good. 13.
Susumo is gonna look at the text that Iluda sent in sort of like the I guess we have a group chat that
That's got like 20
Iluda
different kids in
messaged
it.
about. Yeah, yeah. Iluda's asking about a book for corpse management. And Susumo is gonna be like, "Huh, that's kind of a weird request," and then he'll go up to Carl and say, "Hey, do you have any of these?" And he'll sort of like flip the phone over so that he can read the text.
uh corpse
Corpse
maintenance.
maintenance, yeah.
He looks at you like befuzzled and says, "And what would you possibly need with this?"
I really don't know. It one of the people back at our village is asking for it, and to my knowledge, we don't have any corpses. I would hope we don't, at least.
Size snickering in the corner.
He like Carl scratches his head and thinks to himself and says he like puts up a finger and kind of walks around back and tries to skim over a couple different books to see if he has anything that might fit the bill here. um uh he's looking over up and down trying to figure out
Why are you guys making
corpse
this so
maintenance. You can hear
run
muttering,
around?
you can hear him muttering to himself, corpse maintenance. um before coming back with a small gray book that just kind of has like how to honor the dead written on it, and he says, I'm not sure if this will help, but it might. And he just kind of hands it to you as well.
Okay, I'll take this back to our village and bring it back to you when we're done with it. I'm sure it's sort of like a medical thing, I guess.
He nods and says, sure.
Um,
Make sure you write down the names of these books too, because I'm gonna
yeah.
forget them because I'm literally pulling them out of my ass.
Did you
What
give
did
me a
we
name
have
for
in?
the botany book?
Yeah, it was like it was something about like the joys of and wonders of gardening or something like that. I think that's what I said.
Yeah.
And then that one was how to respect the dead,
Or how to honor the dead.
honor the dead. Okay. Were there any others that we took out? I
I
forget.
think you looked for the book on crafting, but they didn't have that currently.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. We have to go to Jutake.
Okay, well, I don't know if anybody else needs any weird books, but I think that's everything, Pops. Oh wait, the sword. Um since we completely just
Oh, yeah.
overshadowed that. Um
Yes. Let me explain what you got with that roll then. So
okay.
the sword doesn't look to be anything unique in its sort of like its. I guess it's crap like crafted abilities or anything like
Yeah.
that. Like um there's no special nature or crafted with special materials or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um it is inscribed with like the maker of the katana, but it's some like really popular, not manufacturer, but like some swordsmith that exists in the land of fire. That's like almost 90% of swords are made from him. That's
Okay.
it's made by him, or one of his lackeys and that kind of thing. Uh, it's not nothing too outlandish stands out to you.
Okay. Is there is there a name any legible name that I can make out? I'm thinking maybe if there's any link between the person who made this sword, whether or not it's just sort of like the regular sort of you could find this at any shop besides like every other property on it. Maybe they might know something about these white bears that I might look into later
Oh, so you're
if they're
asking
still alive.
you're asking the name of like the manufacturer of the sword, basically, or
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. On it it is inscribed Islo, which is spelled Islou,
Lou. Okay.
and that's just that. Like, if you ask anyone on the block like what kind of sword they have, odds are they're gonna be like, oh, it's an Islo.
Okay. Got it. Cool. I
Um,
think.
if you
Oh
want
yeah.
to do the I guess we'll say chakra control roll to see if there's anything chakra related to it, you can do that too. Because I think I said I think you said you wanted to do both or something like that.
Yeah. When I do this, I think I will activate my eyes just so I don't miss any sort of detail with this based on what was said about it. So I'll
Sure.
sort of weave my hands together, activate, and then my eyes just sort of tense and like veins sort of grow like underneath my like eye bags,
Mm-hmm.
and I will investigate. Okay, 1d20. And then do you want me to do chakra control or ninja?
Um, I'm to be honest, I'm not 100% sure like the actual flavoring like behind each of these. I want to say chakra control because I feel like you're trying to control the chakra literally like within the item. But I mean, you could also say that it's Ninsho because you're trying to activate like the chakra ability of the item. So I'll let you have dealer's choice here and just kind of choose which one ever is better for you, as long as you can back it up with one of the reasons that I kind of explained why in your own terms.
I think I will. Well, okay, knowing that it already has the ability to like sap chakra, I will go for chakra control with my eyes active so I can sort of visibly see everything happen in real time rather than me just sort of guessing sort of blank like visual.
Sure.
So I'll go with that. 23.
Nice.
Base
Whoa.
18.
Whew.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're able to, with your eyes especially too, are able to see a very very faint aura kind of emanating from the swords.
Mhm.
However, um it looks like if you were to use the sword and attack someone with it, you get the feeling that it wouldn't have the same sealing properties as if someone from the White Bears were to use it.
Mm, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Works potentially.
It's some sort of
Works
like
diff-
not locked power, but like it seems to be what's the word I'm looking for? Like dormant right now.
Okay. Who was it was Sai that was the one wielding this, right? Or holding on to it?
He was
Yep.
holding on. Yeah.
Okay. I'll look to Sai and I'll say, "Hey, okay, I did manage to get some information off this thing, but if you ever decide to use any of these, let me know. Because I imagine there's probably a lot more to figure out about it. But I can tell you most of what I've gathered from this a little bit later, maybe after we step out. I figure we should probably show, Pops here the weapon, and maybe
Yeah.
we could get some more information.
Yeah, Carl might know a little bit more about it.
Yeah. So then I'll just sort of step back from the weapon and sort of maybe gesture to, you know, show Carl, uh, you know, we have some you might want to look at.
Uh, I take the weapon and I walk over to Carl. And is Carl back from searching for this book?
Yeah, he got back and
Yeah.
handed them the gray book. Remember?
All right. Hey, Pops. There's something you'd probably like to see. Got this off of one of those friends of yours, and I show him the katana.
Yeah. So he kind of looks the katana up and down and looks at the maker of the katana as well. Um, before kind of putting it on the counter of the table and breathing a deep sigh and saying, something like this does bring back some memories, but it seems they're able to use their sealing capabilities on almost any weapon nowadays. And it leaves this faint, lingering scent, sort of say.
Any weapon? I reach out behind me and grab the kunais I also took from the encounter and plop it on the table.
Yeah, he looks them up and down and says, This smells like it too. I have a gut feeling that um, they were able to adapt from before.
Interesting. D- do we know if they're limited to sealing chakra, or are they capable of doing much more?
He says he kind of repeats himself and says, well, besides the fact that they're some sort of offshoot of the Senju clan and they have the wood capability of their ninjutsu, the sealing properties of their weapons were their other most prominent sort of whatchamacallit, prominent feature.
All right. I look at OU and Suzumo. Anything else you guys think?
Um, not about this. I don't think. I think I'm satisfied with the information we got, unless there's anything I'm not thinking of. But yeah,
Yeah, I think time will definitely give us more questions and maybe more answers. But that's everything I got. So,
yeah. I think we should check out this Jitaki guy, and then I don't really know what else to ask about it, but I wanted to check out the elders and see if they knew anything about these guys. Or I guess I should. Hey, Carl, do you know anything? Do you know if the elders would know anything about these white bears?
Um, he looks at you and you ask that and says, um, it's they might they're old too, so there's a good chance that they might have heard of something, but I consider myself an expert on most old things when it comes to shinobi. They've probably got more problems and stuff to deal with than looking up relics of the past.
Okay, then I suppose any information we get, we'll just relay to you then.
He holds up his phone, and this time it's like backwards, and he says, "I'll be sure to answer your text." And it's like the back of the phone.
I'll motion to sort of turn the phone around.
he looks in his hand and goes, "Oh," and then kind of turns it around and says, "Yeah."
Ah, don't worry, you're young. You'll figure it out.
He gives you a wink and laughs and says, "I'm sure I will."
All right. Well, if we're done here, I don't know about you guys, but I think I want to leave you to go and maybe go talk to those higher ups and whatnot. I think I want to go focus on getting the what was it the clover. The more time that I have to gather those, the more time to get as many as I can, and then I'll try and meet up with all of you again, and then we can head back or whatever we decide to do.
Okay.
All right. So if you want to go,
similar thing
sorry.
for sorry. Yeah, similar thing for me. I'm just gonna get extra nails and extra building supplies.
Sure. So what kind of building supplies are you specifically looking for?
Like nails, rope, stuff like that.
Yeah, so
I guess
that's
some basic
probably gonna
nails.
come to a total of like 50 Rio. You can
Yeah,
find a
that's
decent
fine.
amount of nails and rope for that much.
Cool.
Um, if you want to stick with the rest of the group, you can totally do
Yeah,
that because that won't take that long.
yeah, that's fine. I'll do that.
But for OU, who's going to pick clovers in a field,
Yeah.
um, that's probably going to take a survival roll or survival check, excuse me, and it's going to be a little bit longer.
Oh yeah, no problem. I'm totally down for that. Let's see, survival. Let this be a solid roll like the other ones, please. Yikes, 6.
Um,
Oh,
we'll let that simmer. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
Well, actually, yeah, we'll get back to that. I'll remember that
You
it's
better
there.
start making a new character.
um,
You pulled
as
the
for the rest of the
clover.
people, I'm sorry. What did you guys say that you were doing then? You were visiting the elders, or what were you doing?
I think we're going to Jutake.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Carl said the elders wouldn't really know more than him. I think.
Yeah.
So
So you guys wanted to go visit Chitaki. So his house is kind of around the corner. Um, uh, he uh, you get to his house and it's fairly nice. There's a nice lamppost and mailbox outside. There's ornate door and stuff like that. Nice windows. Um, and a little sign that says "Please knock gently."
I will go up to the door and knock gently.
Um, you knock a couple times and you don't really hear anything behind the door until a couple seconds go past and some rustling and footsteps can be heard before multiple locks are unlocked and the door swings open. And another old man opens the door and kind of goes, "Yes."
Hi, Mike. Would you be Jutake? Jutake?
That's me. What do you want?
Well, there's a couple things we were actually looking to ask you. I think the rest of the group was focused on one, but I would like to ask you about your post on the quest board.
The board in town, right? I I kind of needed a group to guide me, not really guide me. I would be guiding you guys. I needed a group to protect me on the way to the land of tea. I need to go visit my brother there, but it's dangerous nowadays, and I needed someone to protect me while I go. But you're interested in that? And he kind of looks you up and down.
Um, in a way, I think it's less interested in the specific mission, more interested in just about helping out. We're part of a sort of a new village going up about 45 minutes east of here. And I just thought it might be a good idea to get on good relations with sort of the other areas around here.
So the pay wasn't interesting to you?
I don't even remember what the pay was.
The pay was like, I think it was, I don't remember what exactly I said, but I will say right now, I will say it was 1,000 Rio total. And if I have to correct myself, I will. But that's what I'm saying right now.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know how much that is compared to a large sum, but any money helps. So yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Um, he says, "I'll think about it," and then kind of like goes to shut the door.
Hold on.
Are you like stopping him from shutting the door?
Yeah,
Because
yeah. I wanna see if I can just put my hand in front of the door before it shuts.
just
We
because I
had
feel like
one
being
more.
silly, roll me a dex throw.
Okay. Hold on. A dex saving throw.
Not a saving throw, just a dexterity throw.
Okay.
Or a dexterity roll, not a throw. I don't know why I said throw.
It's gonna be terrible. Yeah, not great.
You kind of like throw your hand into the door, and it like kind of not really crunches your hand or anything like that, but he like stops it enough because he's not slamming the door in your
Mhm.
in your face. He's just kind of shutting it. Before saying, what else do you need?" and then reopening the door.
Well, I think some of us were also interested in a book that you had checked out of the library. Um,
How did you know I
uh,
checked a book out of the library? What are you
I
kids up to?
well, we were at the library and we were looking for a book on crafting, and Carl said that you had checked the one that he had out.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Unlucky for you, I still need that though.
What are you working on?
Projects,
Such as.
crafting, blacksmithing, you know.
What?
What kind of stuff? Stuff.
Stuff and things. I'm making things in my workshop. The books help me, with the tips and tricks. God, this guy became real redneck real fast.
Are you making anything specific or just general stuff?
I like to make a bunch of things, whatever tickles me fancy.
I
A-
guess.
Is
Did
there any
Anything
you?
way
for
that we
sale?
can?
Oh,
Oh, I was just going to ask if there's any way we could borrow the book and get it back to you, or we do kind of need it.
He thinks to himself and goes, "Hmm. Tell you what, you escort me to the land of tea. I pay you 1,000 Rio, and I give you the book."
Uh,
Um.
sounds pretty fair.
how
We'd,
far
we'd,
are we going?
yeah, how?
Side
That's
pitches.
another thing.
Yeah.
The land of tea, just to the border. That's all I need.
How long does that trip usually take?
It's probably gonna take about, I don't really know how much in-game time that would realistically take, but I'm gonna say about half a day if you are hoofing it.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
realistically, the mission will take about a full day for you to get there and return.
Hmm.
I mean, how old is this guy? Like, is he like
He's a spry old
slow?
man.
Okay. 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 I can work with that.
Bro's just gonna have to carry him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
I
We're
mean,
gonna need.
I'm willing to do that. I was willing to do the escort mission anyways.
Yeah,
I'm
that
fine
sounds
with
like a
that. Yeah.
plan.
And yeah. Side note, 1,000 decrease for the book seems a little much, but I'm not one to complain, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I didn't decrease it.
You said 2,000 for before, and then
Did I
when we
not
brought up
say
the book-
1,000? I meant
No, I thought you
1,000.
said 2,000. Okay,
He
never
said-
mind. Never mind. Never mind. Void that.
The chat logs. Where are the chat logs?
Well, I thought like literally like before when we were talking about it.
Oh, did I actually like? You mean like
I-
before?
Yeah, like in recording before.
Oh, I thought in recording before I just said 1,000. I meant 1,000.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Regardless, that's what I meant. So
Yeah.
1,000 in the book.
Void.
Void. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, well, that seems like a fair deal to me then.
He looks you up and down and goes, all right. I need a few days to pack my things, so I'll contact you when I'm ready. And then goes to shut the door again in your face.
Hold on.
I'm gonna need another dex throw.
this time I'll try and open the door.
We'll both do it together.
Oh God! Why?
It's meant to be. Whereas Susumo stays consistent.
Yeah.
Wait, why did I? Damn.
So you both put your hands in front of the door again, and he goes, what? He's getting
Well-
agitated now.
Sorry, you just said you'd contact us. We didn't really give you a way to contact us.
He goes, oh, right. I should have done that. He brings out his phone and starts typing in your contact info.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I guess that's it then.
He hands you your phone to put like your number in, and you can see that on the phone like your contact name is just small child.
Okay.
The name
I-
of his phone is Small Child NPC 2.
Small child NPC 2.
Well, I guess I think that's it. Then we'll leave you to it. We'll get a group to go on, and then wait for you to let us know when you're ready.
And this time you can close the door without us trying to open it. Keep it open for you.
Yes. All right. Sorry. People are bugging me. Yeah. You guys he shuts the door. And you guys kind of take a step back from his humble abode. It is back to Lunite Village you go. We're gonna jump back to OU picking clovers in a field. You
Yep.
managed to find a small field that's got some clovers in it, but a lot of them aren't the healthiest looking. You spot a couple that you're able to kind of like dig out of the ground, but are you just kind of like carrying handfuls of dirt clovers, or are you just like shoving them in your pocket or something, or what's going on with that?
Okay, so I think with the produce, right?
Yeah.
Not rations, the rations.
Yeah.
I'm carrying them in bags. Would I have been able to sort of rearrange any of them and probably use one spare bag to fill it with some dirt and some clover?
Yeah, you definitely could rearrange it. You might be squishing some potatoes and stuff, but it'll work.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Plus, if it's not like a large sort of cluster, it probably should hold as many as I can sort of get in there. And then hopefully when we get back, I can find some like good soil to hopefully bring them back to life.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
don't worry about watering them. I can handle that.
Oh, right, because you're made of, well,
Water.
yeah.
Yeah, I figured I will naturally be taking care of watering the crops here.
Can you just
Well, at least
like
when I'm in town.
can you just
Pistol right
generate
after?
water, or do you have
Oh.
to like be near a water source?
Well, so the thing is with my gourd on my back,
Oh
as
right,
long
I
as
forgot you
like
had that.
yeah, so I can really just like generate water. And like
Huh.
we didn't discuss exactly how much this gourd was, but yeah,
You mean
no.
wait?
Like
What do you
the
mean? How
size of
much it
it,
was?
how much it contains.
Oh, well, it
But like
contains one bulk of water because I think we said two bulk when it wasn't full and three
no,
bulk
no,
when it was.
we said 3 when it was filled, 2 when it was not. I
That's what I
have that
meant.
listed. Yeah. So it is 3 bulk of water
So,
refilled.
oh, you're right. You're right. Three bulk water filled. So that means like one bulk of water, though. This is what I was saying. Is what I meant to say.
Oh yeah. But
So
yeah, no.
I don't know how much a bulk of water is, but it's a decent amount of water.
Yeah, it's a big jug of water. And also
Okay.
I can pretty much with water body and like water muscles, I can really just like
Water.
yeah, water everything.
Mhm.
I can literally just walk over the crops and shed water everywhere.
Okay.
Sprinkler system.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, after they're gathered up, I'll sort of wipe my forehead, sort of stand up tall, like proud, even though what I gathered probably isn't as proud. And then I'll sort of I'm assuming I have a phone too, unless I'm tripping.
You do.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
I'll pull it out and I'll go into the group chat and I'll say, "Hey, any updates with the um Jitaki?"
Susumu will respond and say, yeah, we talked to him. He said he'd give us the book we were looking for if we escorted him to the land of tea.
Okay. Well, a win for a win, I suppose. I sort of like put in text form. Um, I gathered some of the clovers, and I have a decent amount of produce that we can sort of salvage for seeds or whatever else we can manage. So I'll head back to meet up with you guys, and then put a, do emojis exist? I'll
Yeah, they exist.
I'll put the running man emoji, and then I'll grab up everything and get ready to go meet them again.
Okay. We are on our way.
And we're off. We're off.
And you're just heading back to Sunfire, right?
Unless we have anything else we want to do.
Do you have
Which
anything
I
else you
don't
want to
think
do?
so. I don't think so. Unless there's
Not
anything new
particularly.
on the like request board to check out.
There are multiple things. Like I said, there is still like cat stuck in tree, need for flowers, like things like this, which pay pretty minuscule.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there does happen to be one new thing up on there that sort of just appeared.
Okay.
And
What's that?
it's from the elders. It says, "Please come and speak to us if you are capable. We are running out of water."
Oh,
I suppose we're going to the elders anyway.
running
Didn't.
out of water, you say?
Think about this because you say that, but you might turn yourself into I don't know, like we need some water. Okay.
Okay.
Are you enough water for
That's
like 200 people? Is the question.
I got a couple.
We can negotiate something. I guess we're near a river. I think.
Josh, is there like a blacksmith that we see when we're like walking around doing all this stuff? Like
I
some
mean,
sort of like armor shop?
you have some local ones, but these blacksmiths aren't specialized in like weaponry. They're specialized in like making like a cow prottle or cow. What are they called? Like the things that you like iron into a cow's butt to like market. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
okay.
Like and like tongs and
um,
other tools and stuff like
yeah,
that. Not really weaponry blacksmiths.
branding.
Branding, that's what it's called.
Yep.
Mm,
Brands, yeah.
Branding? All right.
Okay. On to the elders.
Yippee Yahoo!
All right, we'll go. We'll jump to another picture here, so you guys can stare at more Naruto art.
Sad Naruto.
Bro, he looks.
That's me right now, for real, for real.
He look EP as all hell.
The whatchamacallem, the elders live in a big building. Not live maybe per se, but they reside in a big building in the center of town. You can see that there are 3 doorways in this building, and they all lead presumably to the same room. There are 3 giant statues of these elders with their names written underneath of them. One saying Elder Strauss, one saying Elder 99, and the other saying Elder Yera.
Interesting name for the second one.
As you guys kind of approach the building, there seems to be some sort of, not really guard at the door, but some sort of armored up shinobi of some sorts from the land of fire. And he asks what business you have being here.
We're here about a water issue and for a couple other reasons, right?
Mainly the thing the elders put on the request board.
Yeah.
He says, okay. You may enter," and kind of strides the door open. Also, have you regrouped with OU at this point, or is OU not here? I'm okay with saying that you guys are all together at this point.
Yeah, I'm assuming we were like about to leave, and then we just took a quick glance at the board and was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, cool.
I think it's safe to assume that I'm just like lost in Lunai Village right now. So
As we-
I'm indeed not with
Okay.
the group at the moment.
Oh my. As we pass by the guard, I'll sort of stop. Hey, what's up with the Elder 99? Like, what does that represent? Do you know?
He looks at you with like a straight face and says, "That's how old he is."
99? Well, I mean, Elder would. All right.
Does he have a name?
He's always gone by his age.
Okay, so it's just a him thing. That's cool.
So as you guys step in, the hall is pretty grandiose. For it being a small village, it looks like these people respect and appreciate their elders, as they've done a lot for them in the construction and growing of the village. They all sort of not really sit upon like a throne, but basically around a big table where there are a couple guards stationed on the outside. But this enormous room, as it leads up to the table, there are multiple chairs in which there are a couple people sitting in them right now, speaking with the elders. And you can kind of catch a glimpse of their conversation as you are approaching them, until a guard kind of halts you and asks you to wait while they finish their conversation. Yeah. What are you? I guess since I said that they were, you can kind of hear a little bit of what their conversation is. If you want to listen more in depth, I will require a roll for it, but you're kind of just getting the gist that they're talking about the water problems.
Yippee,
I'd like to
roll.
listen in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to listen in on this.
Give me those perception rolls, baby.
Oh
bet.
God,
Awesome.
not 20.
Well,
Fuck.
12,
Wow.
10.
What does
Anyone who is
perception go off
listening
of
in
again?
Perception's
That-
off of your wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yep.
This is the third 10 in a row.
If and then if
Ooh,
you
nat
have
20.
proficiency in
Holy shit.
perception, huge.
Oh, damn. Damn. You gotta. Damn.
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 Yeah,
That's
so
fair.
most of you guys are able to pick up like bits and pieces about saying, you know, what are we going to do about the water? We don't have enough money to uh we don't have enough money to send real shinobi to go fix this problem for us or anything like that. Um you're able to basically hear everything about what they're saying about this. You're able to pick up names. You're able to pick up which of the elders is which, and they kind of sit in a row of Yera and then Strauss and then 99 at the end.
Okay.
You're able to determine like who each of them are. You're also able to determine that these other sort of folks that are sitting with the elders are not really advisors or anything like that, but they're just concerned townspeople that have some information that they have brought to the elders.
Okay.
Um, their names are just irrelevant unless you really want names. I can kind of give you some.
Nah,
but,
that's okay.
um, they are trying to make a decision about what they're trying to do, and eventually the elders just kind of get a little huffed up and just kind of wave away the people speaking with them as they complain and say, "But we need to do something about this." Before guards just kind of escort them out, and they wave onto you to come take a seat.
Okay. I think while that's happening, I would try to relay the sort of conversation to everybody else. Um, as respectively as possible, just so it's not sort of picking up into the large crowd of townspeople before they get ushered off.
Mm.
Just so everybody's sort of in the loop. But I will sort of like say as like a side, hey, there's seems to be like a pretty big issue with this water thing. Maybe we could figure something out for, you know, our village and maybe leverage this thing into some sort of deal if we manage to help them out with it. Potentially. It's just a thought though.
Maybe.
It could improve trading relations and give us better deals on supplies as well.
Mm.
Not a bad thought.
Plus, the townspeople would know that it was us who helped, so maybe they'd be more willing to, you know, help us, like you said, trade goods, resources, produce, more stuff for farming, etc. But I think they want us to go up, so we probably shouldn't keep those elders waiting. By the way,
Ye-
Yura Strauss 99 in that order.
Okay.
So
Got
you get to the middle or the table, and there's a couple of seats. There's enough for each of you, and the elders they smile at you guys. Their moods and their sort of demeanor instantly change as the onsight of a couple of children appear before them. And they kind of look at you with wide eyes and say, "Oh, what could we do for you?" This one is Yera speaking.
How do you spell that one?
Yera.
All right. Okay.
To fix that.
I muted myself. We're here about the water situation. We think we might be able to help out.
They give you a quizzical look and kind of look to themselves and back at you, and they say, that's very sweet of you. What would you propose?"
So we are sort of I don't know how to explain the exact situation, but we're from a sort of new like village that has just popped up about 45 minutes eastish of here. Um and we we've got a river basically pretty close to us, so we were wondering if you were interested in sort of like some kind of some kind of um trade deal type thing.
They Yer kind of laughs a little bit and says, "I think we misunderstand each other here. The water problem, we know what the issue is. However, it's not." She sighs and says, "It's not something that I'm sure your parents want you to hear."
Bold of you to assume that. Now,
Hmm.
pray do tell us, what is the problem? After all, there's nothing you could lose from talking to us about it.
We are just children, right?
On the contrary, you could spread rumors, but I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. Um, she kind of grows a little more serious and says, uh, "We've sent some shinobi to this, the source of where our water comes from. However, they haven't returned, and we presume the worst. This is all we know about this current problem, and as the water has stopped flowing from its source, soon our crops will stop growing, and, well, soon will be our end unless we can really figure out what's happening. The only other thing is that we can't afford to hire more shinobi to to go to the source of the water. We just can't right now."
So you're afraid that the group you sent to go figure things out might have run into some trouble, and with no other immediate sort of options, you're sort of grasping at straws to see who will help, right?
Yes.
I'll sort of look to the rest of the group.
Well, if I if I may presume, you only need us for reconnaissance and to find out the root of this problem, correct?
Yes. But I couldn't ask children to do that for me.
I think you kind of
I mean, you kind
underestimate us a little bit.
well then you kind of have to if you can't hire anyone else.
We have shinobi of our own here. She kind of looks and she kind of sort of like averts her gaze from your eyes.
Uh,
Or her eyes. Wait, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
uh, Sai smirks and takes out the symbol, the white bears. Shinobi like these?
Huh?
I assure you, we're equal to. What do you mean, huh?
No, I'm reacting to you pulling that out.
Oh, okay.
No, that was in character. Well, they aren't part of the white bear for all we know.
True,
She
but they
gives you
may at
a
least know the power. Oh,
she gives you a very quizzical look and says, "I'm not sure what that is."
Can I
Oh,
do? Can I? Hmm. When she says that, can I sort of inquire on that? Like based on her appearance. I'm asking if I could do like an insight check or something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Is she lying?
Is it possible I could make an inquiry on? Okay.
Inquiry.
Okay. This will not be a spectacular roll. Oh. Okay.
No,
17.
well, pretty good roll.
You
That's
can tell
pretty.
that for all intents and purposes, she is telling the truth. She does not know what this is.
oh,
Okay.
rats.
Well, you know what? I sort of see it like this. We may be children, although considering our situation, we really only have ourselves to sort of fend for and protect. And considering that we're so close, to this village, there is no say that between today and tomorrow that you'll see us again. And this issue not knowing us, we could probably be the ones to solve it. So who's to say that we don't just make our way over to this location, see what's going on, and if there really is an issue, we could maybe take care of it and maybe come back with some good news. Or we don't, and the situation stays exactly the same.
I'd like to
She.
add.
Oh, go ahead.
I'd like to add. You said you guys couldn't hire more shinobi. I think as much as we could use the funds, I think we're more interested on sort of a we help you, you help us type of thing.
Yeah, I think this type of quest would
So
much.
in the event we do find out or fix the problem, we could sort of use some more. We've already bought some resources, but maybe we could use some more help on sort of building up our startup village that we sort of have right now.
Okay. We'll see what we can do. Um, as for where the source of the water is, follow the river that is west of here, as far as it'll go, and you should be able to figure out, or you should be able to get to the source of the water.
Upstream or downstream?
Upstream, please.
All right, now hold on.
Right.
Think for a second. How can it flow?
Wait, if you
How can
if
the
you
water flow upstream?
Yeah. If you like, you need to follow it upstream to find the source. If you followed it downstream, you wouldn't.
They were asking about the source of the water. That is what's happening.
That would be something. Water flowing back into it.
Out of character, that's a 12-year-old moment.
12-year-old
Actually,
moment.
14.
Wait, hold on.
This is why you were held back, Tim.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trolling. I was metagaming so hard, my character would not have known that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now that we know, just give us some time and we'll go and check it out, and we'll bring you back some news pretty soon. Or we won't, but just expect us to come back.
We look forward to hearing from
All right. I sort of re-lug the bags, shifting in my sort of
you. You just
position.
come in with a bunch of shopping bags full of cabbages and
Yeah.
potatoes.
I think it's best if we head back home and then head out on this one.
I agree.
Drop off all the stuff we bought.
Yeah, so
and then put together a group.
doing all this shopping as well as all this talking did take a large majority of the day up for you guys. So returning home, it would probably be closer to dinner time, I would say. But yeah, you managed to get home without pretty much of a hitch.
Let's go.
Great.
And I think that is where we are going to just pause for tonight. We're hitting at just about 2 hours, which is kind of generally where I like to keep sessions. I don't like to go too long because it's also getting pretty late too. And next time, you guys have a bunch of stuff to think about because there are quite a few bit of hooks here.
Yep.
Little
I'm gonna
We got a couple.
put all the notes in.
Yeah,
I'd say.
We are free to kind of discuss if you guys want to like talk about or do anything else for like I guess building purposes. We can make some rolls while I'm still here and I can help you guys. But other than that, if you need anything else from me, I will be here for those few moments.
I don't mind doing it later, but I guess how difficult would it be to kind of sort through all of the rations with use of the book to see what I could extract or what I could sort of get prepped to get a farm going, even if it's not like fully prepped yet. If it's just sort of like small little like plots or like small little holes I dig to like get this stuff ready to transfer to like a bigger place. Is
Oh
that
yeah.
possible?
So roll me a survival, and you're gonna get, in addition to whatever your survival is, because you have the book and you're using the book, you're gonna get like a +10 on top of it.
Okay. So let's see.
As
Roll.
long as you really don't crit fail here, you should be pretty good.
And you said survival?
Yes, please.
Okay, so plus 10. 21.
All right. So with you using the book, it's pretty easy to differentiate between what all you bought and what kind of like soil and what kind of room it needs. Some plants and stuff like that might need more space than others when planting next to each other, as you know, roots grow and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But you're able to transfer the clovers over. I'm gonna bring us to the map real quick of Sunfire Village, and you can tell me where you kind of want to start this, like where you want to start planting things.
Let's see. Before I say anything, I am open to any suggestions from anybody
Mm.
else if they also feel like there's like a pretty decent spot that it should be.
I mean, well, for one, should we check the soil to see where the best soil is?
Yeah.
True. What are the soil levels, Josh?
Roll for soil levels.
Probably survival in nature.
Okay.
Yeah, give me another survival roll.
Can I
Gotcha.
assist him in helping?
The book gives you a little bit of a bonus to this, but it's not going to be great. So it's only going to be a +5 bonus because the book does talk about some different properties of soil and stuff.
Ooh, big.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
28 this time.
That's huge.
20.
It's yeah,
So yeah,
that's big.
you're able to like look like page through the book to where it says, you know, this is where the best kind of soil is going to be very rich. It's going to be not next to specific trees and I don't know soil facts. I don't really know a lot about soil, but you're able to figure out that like this place to the north, like this section up here,
Yeah.
this kind of open section, has probably the best soil in the area of where you guys can see on this map so far. Obviously, your town is going to get bigger, but as of
Yeah.
right now, this is probably the best sort of point that you can start a little farm.
You should
Yeah.
up in the top left up here.
Yep.
Yeah, I pinged it
Yeah,
up here.
Yeah.
so we'll do it up there then.
Josh, which direction is the river on the map?
North.
Yeah, I think
It's north. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, it's about 100. I think I said 150 to 250 feet north. So it's not too far away.
Okay. Great,
Jesus
great.
Christ, my cat is going insane. Yeah, river. All right, we're gonna make a green box this time, and this. Oops, that's. We're gonna put like a little 4x4 up here. This is like
Okay.
your plot of land here that you're using to grow all the crops.
Gotcha.
We are so back.
W progress. Okay. I'll make a note. Small farm secured. And then of course, once that's sort of designated, I'll, make sure everything is sort of spaced as much as they need to. Um, set up what I need. Basically everything that I can gather from the book and also just some common sense to make sure everything works well. And then hopefully as the thing grows, just allocate more space for more crops and then just sort of go from there.
Um, yeah, I know this session was a little bit short, but I also don't want to start anything because I know it'll become a 5-hour session if we go into something else.
Yeah.
But usually I run my sessions between 2 to 3 hours for people that are new, just because for me, my attention span cannot go much longer than that. I like to do things in short bursts because it keeps everyone wanting more, which is always a good thing. It always sucks when you get burnt out, so I don't like to do that. Plus, it makes for easy recordings.
Fair.
But I will say that all of the players that did not participate in this day will gain a day of downtime that they can use to do things as long as they have introduced themselves to the village, that kind of thing. They've spoken in some sort of RP or whatnot. They will have gains of downtime. As for everyone else, this day is coming kind of to a close as you set up the crops. Maybe some of you helped OU set that up. Maybe some of you did other things like fall out of a tree again. You know, the usual. Um, but yeah, bros, do an outro for me.
All right, gang. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to obliterate that like button. Don't forget to pay a visit to the subscribe button as well. Navigate yourself to the page where you can watch other videos and have a great night.
Whoa, hold on. You gotta hit that notification button so you always get notified when another video gets uploaded.
Let's
I
go.
can't-
the Discord in the description.
Yes, do that too. Come join us. It'll be fun.
Almost forgot the show.
W.